Hello everyone. So this is the very first video that we have for our second trimester. We're starting in chapter 4. All right, so chapter 3, if you remember, it feels like so long ago that we finished chapter 3, but chapter 3 was all about graphing, how to take an equation and put it onto a graph. And chapter 4, we're kind of doing the opposite. A lot of times we're going to be given a graph or given some other information, and then we're going to be asked to write that linear equation. So chapter 4 is all about writing linear equations, writing linear functions. So if you want to go ahead and get out your student journal, if you haven't picked yours up yet, if you don't have one, you can this is all stuff you could do in your notebook, or I can give you instructions on how to go to the school and pick that up. There's a couple extras in the front office. But again, just make sure you're taking these notes along with me. Don't just stare and watch. It's a lot better if you are taking notes along as I am doing this. We're on page 98 here in the student journal. So we can go ahead and get started. If we want to label this 4.1 was just writing equations in slope-intercept form. So that slope-intercept form that we learned about in chapter 3, that doesn't go away, right? We keep using that through all of chapter 4. So remember, here, if we wanted to really quickly define this word, a linear model is just any linear equation that describes a scenario. Okay, so that's what we mean by a linear model. So over here in notes, I really just want to remind us, so that slope-intercept form, that's when we have this equation in y equals mx plus b format. Okay, you're always going to have a y and an x. Those are just your variables. The m and the b are going to be values that you put in. Remember, m is always your slope, which sometimes you might call your rate of change. And b is your y-intercept. So remember, that's where, let me draw a little picture here. No, that didn't change it. I am on the struggle bus here. All right. So if we have our graph, okay, remember a y-intercept is going to be where it crosses your y-axis. Okay, so it's going to be where it crosses here. So it means wherever your x value is 0. I know that's a very messy line. Bear with me here. Okay, so right here would be your y-intercept. If this was 0, -3, we would have -3 there as our b value. Okay, so hopefully that's all familiar. And now, instead of what we did in the last chapter where I gave you an equation and said, okay, well, what's the slope plus the y-intercept? Okay, can you graph this? Now we're going backwards. I'm saying, okay, here is the slope, here is the y-intercept, and now let's come up with our own equations. So I would just write this out. If I was doing my homework, I would write it at the top of my page just so I remembered it. And then we have all the information here of what our slope, what our y-intercept is. We're just going to fill in that information. Okay, so if my slope, my m, if you wanted to even do that, m is your slope, which is 0. B is your y-intercept, which is 9. So we could say our m is 0, x plus 9. But you're not going to leave that 0x. You're just going to say y is equal to 9. If there's anything that you can simplify, you do want to simplify in these. Okay, so similar deal here. You have, okay, y is equal to -1x. Okay, my m was -1 plus 0. There's two things I can simplify here. Okay, I can change that to y is equal to negative x. Okay, I don't need the 1. I can just say negative x, and I don't need the 0. So y is equal to negative x. All right, and we probably get the idea. Okay, as we keep going, y is equal to 2x. I would not write this out as plus negative 3. It wouldn't be wrong, but I think most people are going to find it easier to say minus 3. Okay, so just be careful with any negative signs. I'm just going to skip on ahead to number 6 here. So we get y is equal to 1/3 x plus 2. You could leave it like this. This is perfectly simplified, but sometimes you'll also see this equation as just x over 3 plus 2. Do we see that 1/3 times x is the same as x over 3 if I did 1/3 times x? All right, well, we could say that's x over 1, right? It's a whole number, whole value over 1. 1 times x is x. 3 times 1 is 3. I don't care if you write it this way or this way. I just don't want us to get stuck whenever we see that x over 3, because sometimes that trips people up. All right? Super quick video today, super quick assignment. Wanted to ease you guys in a little bit as we're starting off this new chapter. I'm trying this new thing where I keep my videos pretty short, so we'll see how long I can keep that up. But always stop by my office hours if you need any help. I'm always there from 1:25 to 2 every day from Monday through Thursday. All right, and I will see you guys later.